Good day. Warning 6162 Wolves. And let me just first start by saying happy birthday to myself. Actually, this is the birthday of my channel. As of today, this is my 1 year anniversary for Warning 6162 Wolves. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. There were 3 howls. This says it all. This seems to be, what can one say? Perhaps a birthday gift in a very dark fashion. I just discovered this story. Now, let me make a point. As we look at that, it's actually May 16th, more than 2 months ago. Sorry, more than 1 month ago. But I'd not come across this story at all. And not one whiff of this has one heard, as far as I know, on the American side. But I've been saying this for quite some time. Tsunami debris in Juan de Fuca Strait. Juan de Fuca Strait, as you'll all remember, is the beautiful body of water that separates coastal BC and Vancouver Island and the Gulf Islands from the southerly U.S. San Juan Islands and the Olympic Peninsula, where I lived until quite recently. And it was only about a year ago that I actually got into some radioactive kelp on Dungeness spit. As we listen to this video, you will see and hear that a good deal of debris is washing up nowhere else but on Dungeness Spit in Port Angeles, which is where I lived. And that, my dear friends, would explain in part why the levels of radiation are increasing so much. Okay, this is from CTV, Vancouver Island, CTV News, May 16th, and this was actually posted by Ali. There's some related vids. It's also by Andrew Johnson. It appears the wave of Japanese tsunami debris is making its way further inland. Officials in Washington state are seeing many more items washing ashore, most of it fishing gear. But it is what could be floating in this Juan de Fuca Strait next that has got them worried. Okay? Channel 12, CIVI, CTV News. Okay? And Linda Funk. Okay? That's the attribution. Let's watch this video. Oh, and I want to add that you will see a really good clip from the excellent personnel at the Victoria Maritime Museum, and I had a vid up a few months ago during a visit to Victoria showing one of the floats on display at that same museum. Here we go. All right, good night. Happy birthday to me. Awoo, 2 wolves out.
It appears the wave of Japanese tsunami debris expected to hit the west coast is making its way further inland. Officials in Washington state just south of Victoria are seeing a major increase in items washing ashore, mostly fishing gear. But it's what could be floating into the Juan de Fuca Strait next that has them worried. Fishing floats, dozens of them, have been washing up in the Juan de Fuca Strait, about 35 kilometers south of Victoria on Washington State's Dungeness Spit.
There's Victoria.
We think it's tsunami related.
There's the Strait.
Is the volume of debris.
Seattle's down here with the island.
It kind of all started more or less around the same time. They're seeing mostly intact buoys, plastics. Falzetti calls the debris mostly benign in terms of potential environmental impact, but that may not be the case for long. What we're more concerned about is what's coming next, the stuff that is sitting lower in the water column, rope, chemicals, containers with chemicals. The wave of debris washing up in Juan de Fuca Strait.
Some of this is old news. Again, it's from May 16th.
A Harley-Davidson motorcycle claimed from the beaches of Haida Gwaii,
I know about that.
to Steve Drain's dealership in Langford, and now on its way to Vancouver, then back to its very thankful owner, a 29-year-old Japanese man who lost 3 family members in the tsunami. With more and more debris Vancouver Island bound, the Maritime Museum of BC is hoping to catalog as much of it as possible. The museum has set up a Facebook page where people can submit photos of whatever they stumble upon.
So far, the Facebook site has a lot of interest, or a lot of likes from Japan, and we also have some from the rest of the world.
Linda Funk, Tsunami Project Coordinator.
The museum and anyone else trying to keep track of what's washing up is making sure personal items, people's cherished belongings like the motorcycle, find their way home. At times, we will find things that have actual and sentimental value. And the question then becomes, how do we repatriate these items to their owners?
We are working in conjunction with other agencies and individuals to try to make those connections. And the more people that are aware of this site, the better. It'll be like a worldwide lost and found.
Okay. Again, this has not been published in the States. Even lots of people in Canada were not aware of it as yet, that the tsunami debris is in Juan de Fuca Strait. And mind you, let me just add, that means that in part some of it may wind up on the shores near Vancouver, certainly Victoria, and also heading south towards Seattle. Alert everyone. Oh.